Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Intuitive Energy Forecast. My name is Lisa Lyle, and this is my page here on YouTube. You can find me as Wisdom of the Heart on Facebook and Instagram, and my website is lisalyle.com. So, happy eve of our Aries full moon. How are you all doing? This full moon is our annual harvest moon, and it is the final super full moon of 2023. It's also our last full moon before eclipse season. So, as we roll into October, we are entering eclipse season. So, some of the things you may be feeling at this time. You may be feeling this moon for a couple days has had me in all the feels and really feeling the need to be close to the Mother Earth that is. And really, it's been quite breezy around here in the last couple of days. So, really, just enjoying the breeze and feeling our eternal and ever present connection to Source, to Spirit, as it moves through us. You may also find yourself really, I've felt the need and been guided to really clear and cleanse the home space and stay on top of this. There is that saying, cleanliness is next to godliness, and we are the gods incarnate in this lifetime. So it makes a huge difference. Energetically for our mind, body, and spirit when we are in environment that's flowing and there's movement of energy. The stagnant energy in our home space will have detrimental impact on us and have us feeling stagnant and kind of stuck as well. One of the questions that has come to me in recent days as we approach this full moon and this energy, and after Mercury retrograde and that really powerful Virgo new moon and our Aquarius blue moon there at the end of August, there's been this movement. Things are starting to move again. You may be feeling elated. You may be feeling much more hopeful and optimistic about your life, your purpose here in this lifetime. Regardless of the horse and pony show, I'll say, that's going on externally with the governments of the world, remember, we, the children of God, the children of light, the gods incarnate, we truly hold the power at this turning point, holy turning point on Mother Earth. And so we're really being called. One of the questions I asked, I'm just going to read a little bit from my notes here. But on the 25th of September, and today is now the 27th of September, on the 25th of September, the question came through, do we have the courage to honor our calling in this lifetime? And if you have a calling, you know that you have a calling. It's a yearning, it's a longing from your heart space. There's an intensity to the calling. It doesn't go away, whether you disregard it for 30, 40, 50 years, it is not going to go away. This lifetime is our opportunity to really fulfill our path of service, our path of purpose. And so it's about our true calling, our soul's longing. It's magnetic and expansive, and it is an uplifting calling. And I've really been feeling that. And, that's why I'm happy to be here again and to be sharing again, because I'm called to, and I'm coming from a space that is grounded and excited about the potentiality of this turning point, this point in time on Mother Earth. And it's the calling of our soul via our beating heart. Are you truly living and thriving within within a heart-centered life? Are you reaching for the sky on your own merits? That's what we're here to do. Reach for the sky on our merits. There's nobody that can give us permission to honor our calling. We must be courageous enough, and we must, at this point, no longer be holding on to the insecurities and fears of the past. Lay it to rest and courageously move forward, honoring what your soul is calling you to do. We're reaching for the sky on our own merits. Serious credits we are here for, and I don't mean a credit score. We are the ones abundant in love, and we have come here to settle the score, to uplift ourselves, and as a result of focusing on the self, not self-service, focusing on the self, so we may be of service to the greatest and highest good of humanity. One of the messages that came through is self comes first, because this is where we find God, right here, right now, in this moment, and perhaps with our dogs. And you see what I did there, the mirror image, God and dog. So I'm sure there'll be more that sort of flows through as we get closer to this full moon lunation. And I believe it takes place in the wee hours of the morning on the 29th of September. So it's looking pretty beautiful in the sky. Hopefully you're able to see it where you are. I was so called by the energy last night that after spending about 12 hours focusing on shifting the energy in one particular room in the house, well, not 12 hours doing that, that took about 3 hours, but 12 hours being of service to others and self. And the service to self feels really good. And it's funny because we have been raised up in a time where we were told that, you know, to focus on the self is conceited, it's boastful, not to be conceited and boastful. And yet I'm coming to understand, and we're all here to understand, that service to self is a priority in this lifetime. So really being mindful of that, and taking time every day to fill your own cup, because we cannot serve from an empty cup. We are to fill our own cup until it's overflowing, and then that gives us the opportunity to be of service to others. Something else that's been coming up is that a part of our path of service is to be authentic and to allow our vulnerabilities to show. And that takes courage too. Everything we're here for takes courage, and it's the courage of heart. And it's heart over mind, heart over matter, walking in faith. And as we walk in faith, our faith grows like a muscle that's worked over time. It gets stronger and stronger. And so thank you so much for working your faith, working your heart muscle. So I was just guided to it was funny because a couple days ago, I only have one tarot deck, and it's this one, the Oceanic Tarot. I was guided to get rid of all of my other tarot decks and just keep my oracles. And so this was the deck that wanted to be kept, the Oceanic Tarot. And the other day I was guided to separate the major arcana and the minor arcana. So for this week's reading, I'm going to ask that we're shown a major arcana card that's representative of where we are individually and collectively. So let's see what comes through. And I'd like them to be really, really clear. A message for the collective, where we are. Okay, so two cards have come through, the Hanged Man and the Death card. And how perfect is that? This Hanged Man says limbo, and they follow each other in the tarot, right? So perhaps we have felt like we've been in limbo, contemplating. And the Hanged Man is all about contemplation. I believe that the story goes that Odin put himself in the tree hanging to contemplate, to have an awakening, a spiritual experience, if you will. And during that process, I'm feeling for us is a death of the old, a death of the death of the insecurities and doubts and fears that we've walked through life with to this point. This is a turning point. And there's no looking back, there's no going back. And you may have felt through the summer season, I know I certainly did, there was a full range of emotions coming up. Not regret about the past. That has left, thankfully. It was more, there was an anger coming up about things that happened. Other people's actions that we have no control over, that perhaps landed us where we are today. And yet it is on our own merit that we are still here shining. Are still here willing to share our heart. We are still here willing to reach for the stars, to reach for our dreams. We may have to dig deep, and yet everything is right here for us. It's so close, so close. So through the experience of limbo, through the experience of the hanging man, there is a transformation. There's nothing to be feared with the death card. It's not a literal thing. Like most of the stuff that we read and most of the tools that we use, it's not literal. And, some of the imagery of this card can be quite dark. I know in the original tarot, it is very dark. And it can be quite frightening. And yet this is not. What I'm really guided to hear is this pink rock, perhaps a pink piece of coral. I'm really compelled to say that it is the love of our heart that is the tool for transformation, so that we may come into our power, no longer feeling like we are being circled by sharks. We are not. There are sharks. Yes, there are sharks in the sea, no doubt about it. But they are not here to eat me and you. They're not here to, the collective we is not here to succumb to the lunacy that is taking place outside of ourselves. This is why we're really coming into our power. Aries, the first sign of the natural zodiac, so this is really speaking about the magician energy, the new beginning that comes after the limbo, that comes as a result of the transformation, or perhaps the transformation comes as a result of the new beginning. It's so interwoven. So we have the Hanged Man, number 12, and the Death card, number 13. Both highly auspicious numbers in my mind. And 13 to me always has represented the sacred feminine, the divine feminine rising after eons of time and perhaps lifetimes of this repressed energy. We are the ones that are here and called to rise and bring the sacred feminine back to life, to shine our light. This is how we do it, to use our voice to uplift others. None of us is, although we each have special gifts, I'm being guided to say, none of us is so unique that we don't fit in. And it's not like fitting into, I was having this conversation with a dear sister last week, and it's like, square peg in a round hole. We are actually the round peg meant to envelop the square. We are meant to move beyond the square. The square isn't going to capture us because we are here as spirit. We are here to move beyond. We are here to expand and to fulfill and live divine birthright abundantly so. So it's not about uh, it's it's more of a square peg not going into the round hole. We are the round hole to envelop the square, if that makes sense. Crystals, get your crystals outside. Mine have been outside. There were some that wanted to be outside with the Virgo full moon. Those are already back in the house. And there's a new set that wanted to be out with the equinox energy and this Aries full moon. And they are still outside and will remain so for a few days. So I think this is going to be short and sweet today. Thank you for being here. I am just about ready to begin booking yearly readings for 2024. That will be in the next week or so. Balance, beautiful. What a beautiful card to end this off with. And it's the number 6, and 6 is the number of our divine purpose in this lifetime, our spiritual purpose. What did we come for? And we are the balance point. We are the fulcrum in the center of the scales. And so taking time that you need daily to meditate, to ground your energy, to contemplate, to write, allow spirit to move through you because you are spirit incarnate. And it is your spirit that seeks to lift and rise you out of the dense human form. Not that we're going to transform into these, we're human after all, right? And so I don't mean like we're going to disappear and no longer be human. It is our spirit that's going to allow us to live this human experience in an abundant, productive, and soul-fulfilling way. So thank you so much for being here. It is my great pleasure to share with you, and I trust that something here shared here today touches your beautiful heart and inspires you to rise up and feel the power that lives and breathes within you. Have a blessed Aries full moon, everyone, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you again. Please take a moment, if you're not subscribed to this channel, to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and drop a comment down below. Your support is greatly appreciated, and it supports me in expansive ways, and for that, I am eternally grateful. Until next time, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Have a happy full moon.